Alrighty. Peace and love. What up, though? What it do? What's popping? What's cracking? What's happening there? Time 9, time 10. We back up in this piece again once more for you. I'm gonna talk about my. I don't even have to lean forward. Be scooted up, son. I'm gonna stick my neck out. Let's see what's going on Facebook right quick. Hold up, dog. Let's see what they're doing. You know they done boot me out on a consistent basis. So I want to see if we are live on the hook. Y'all already know I'm not a big Instagram person. I don't know what it is. I just don't mess with Instagram. It's for me, it's too celebrity driven, you know? For the celebrities or whatnot. Yeah, I don't need to shut that down. Make sure we ain't got no echoes going on. Yeah, there's a lot. I should have known. Let's see if it'll let me take it off. Let's see here. Nope, it's doing the only me again. That don't make sense because, hold on, let me see. It is not letting me take it off that status. So I'm going to try again another way, and if that don't work, it just is what it is. Come on around here to YouTube, to the Our Humble Society 313, which again is the better option. It's the better option, especially if you are trying to support us, right? It's the better option. I don't get it. It will not let me take it off. But when I'm done, this is the thing that irritates me the most about what's going on with the Facebook and them not letting me take the videos off private, and specifically the live videos that I do by way of StreamYard. Like when I'm done with the video, you know what I'm saying? I don't care if it's, if I could take it off of private when I'm done with the video, like, who cares? Hold on. And I hope ain't no echo coming through. That's not making sense. Now the last live here, and I know y'all, we don't want to be talking about this, but due to the fact that I sent out multiple invites to the video for it not to be available, for them to look at by way of Facebook, it's really irritating. Yeah, it's mega irritating, to be exact. So let's get into it. Let's talk about this Julius Caesar month. We say July, Julius Caesar, Augustus Caesar, for all this, These people acquired their own month by way of war, murdering, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, based on their warmongering or their warlike tactics, we have this Gregorian calendar that, we use to keep track of things. It's say what it is. It's the Gregorian calendar that we are using, which mimics what our ancestors used. So I don't get it. This is really irritating. It's a live video. I might as well, eliminate the video, because I'm saying specifically from Facebook, because it will not let me, like I said, at least the last time it let me, it was available by way of people, we take it off, people who are friends with me on the Facebook, right? So let's get into it, regardless to whether or not I can use it for live. I downloaded some pics, some super mean memes. Well, When I say super mean, I'm saying it is super mean. So let's kick it off. Peace be upon him. After Malcolm Jamal Warner passed, I said we can expect, two more. Then it was Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath, and biting the head off the bat or whatnot, right? And it's not over. It has to be three. And in all honesty, you know, I really didn't start paying attention to how these celebrities, especially, big celebrities, how they, pass away in threes, right? What really made me pay attention to it was when Michael Jackson passed, and then Farrah Fawcett, and what I want to say, was it Patrick Swayze? It was three. So, at that point in time, I began to accept it, we'll just say. So, again, peace be upon them. Power be upon them always. When Malcolm Jamal Warner passed over, I knew, there were going to be two more, right? And I was late trying to do a broadcast on it or whatnot, so I just left it alone. So, those who know. Those who don't, or, want aware of how it's done in Hollywood, so to speak, now you know. So what we got on the screen? This is the ultimate Oreo right here. If you didn't know, he is. See, I don't call sellouts coons or even sambos, right? They, a coon is the opposite of how it's painted, right? And Sambo, if you didn't know, you know what I'm saying? For our parents, Sambo is the little racist character in the little books. You see what I'm saying? Which again, the same way that the word coon was distorted to mean sellout or Oreo, it's the same thing they did with the little black Sambo, right? Because Sambo literally is a black god, right? And I was able to get this knowledge by way of Dr. Eugene Adams, right? I hope I'm not messing up his name. Let me see. Let me go to my comments, because y'all know when I make a mistake, I like to be corrected and critiqued on, what I do. Peace, God. We up in here. We a little slow with it. I'm a little sleepy. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm definitely gonna keep this to maybe an hour. We might, do what we do. We might do what we do for about an hour this evening, because I haven't been getting no rest. And shout out to the sister Clarissa Shields for putting the work in on doing what she do, right? And I'm even give shout out to the woman. My family was here, and my brother wife was like, "Is that a woman?" And I was like, "Yeah." But she was tough. Always keep it honest over here. That she was very tough. New Zealand has some very tough people, right? Did y'all see them at their House of Representatives singing the anthem of their ancestors? You know what I'm saying? And shutting out all others who tried to speak. Like, I shout out to them. Shout out to them. I definitely want to give a shout out to them, because these are some things that we should be doing. And then to kick the fight off, you had the little sisters singing the national black anthem, right? And I was over here just elated, you know what I'm saying? Even though I know where that song comes from, at least it doesn't come from a racist standpoint, the way the Star Spangled Banner does, right? So I thought that was gonna be it. I didn't think they was gonna foolish me, because right after the little sister got finished, they brought out another baby, and she, of course, sung the Star Spangled Banner. And over here at my home, we talked all through it, right? We talked about Francis Scott Keys, you know what I'm saying? We talked about the other verses that most people aren't even aware that exist, and things like this and that. And it was a house full. It was my brother and, his children and his grandchildren. And, we had a good time. We had food, right? I didn't want to go to Little Caesar's Palace or whatnot because I don't get along with their security. I got into it with them at a minimum 10 times in one night during the SWV escape. Who else was it? Total and 702 and things like this and that. Like they just kept, aggravating about being where they wanted me to be at, which was in my seat. And I'm not about to be in my seat. I'm a Joe Louis Arena type of, Detroit person. I'm used to that type of getting around and, being able to see everything and everybody and enjoy yourself, right? So I don't, Little Caesar's Arena, what did I call it? Little Caesar's Palace. Going back to Julius Caesar and Augustus Caesar and things like this and that. It's probably that particular energy that makes me, not a fan. As far as visual and what it looks like and locale is perfect. I just don't get along with their security. That's that. So let's get to it. Where the guy at? Let me take down Clarence Uriel Thomas off the screen. It's another sub out. Him and what's her name? I ain't gonna even say her name. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The lady who dragged George Floyd, the lady who dragged Breonna Taylor, the lady who wore the White Lives Matter t-shirt, she need to marry Clarence Thomas. Clarence Thomas can divorce the pale woman that he's with and marry, I'm gonna say her name now, Candace Owens. And he will be with the still easily no different, right? It will be the double stuffed Oreo is what it will become at that point. The double, since she want to be, you know what I'm saying, all in the mix or whatnot, and Trump didn't put her down the way, she wanted to, Trump didn't really put her where she wanted to be. So now all of a sudden, she has problems and is expressing, some of the viewpoints and opinions and facts that many of us have been, expressing for years. But too late. Too late. Too late. In my opinion, way too late. Okay? Okay. So let's get rid of this. How we get it out of here? It's gone. So let's get here to what we came here to do. And this actually part one. This is definitely part one because we're gonna be a minute on Julius Caesar month, right? This is not gonna be. We're not gonna be able to do all of this on one evening, right? So I just talked about, they happen in threes or whatever. Well, can I get a fully? It don't even matter to me. I don't care. Y'all know how I do it. Don't too much matter to me. So I ain't gonna say a lot, quite a few melanated people. And look, I need to see if I can do this a different way, y'all. Hold tight, because I don't even want Facebook name, even anything, right? I don't. Let me see. If it'll let me do it like this, right? Nope, they still in there. That's the wrong one. I'm gonna try it one more time. And if it don't happen, so well, we'll just roll on with it. So I'm try it like this. Probably gonna do the same thing. There we go. Okay. So quite a few of brothers and sisters, and we're gonna put me back in the mix too, right quick. Quite a few brothers and sisters. So I'm gonna show my old dirty bastard t-shirt. You know what I'm talking about? Where the shame? It came with an old dirty bastard official card came with it. Can you see it? I need to twist to turn it around, little keychain. The ODB light all up in it. Can you see it now? You can see it now. Yeah. So quite a few brothers and sisters, were on some BS when it came to this. When it came down to Hulk Hogan. You know, they look like the pig. This focus on the pig, right? Like this is how I look at y'all. Like you like let me show you what this one sister had to say about it too. See how fast or not fast I can get to it. So if we going that way. Hers is the very first. So this comes from a melanated woman, and this is what she had to say about the Hulk Hogan, controversy. And many of you who, I'm assuming everybody who is listening now knows that Hulk Hogan, went in about his daughter dating a brother, right? He called them what they call the N word or whatnot. And many people, were like, well, they can forgive him for that, as if that was the only racist statement that he made. And although he apologized for it because the WWEF, GHITT or whatever, what did they do? They took away his contract and whatnot. So he came back and apologized, and they gave him his access pass back to the WWF, EOTG or whatnot. You see what I'm saying? But again, these were not the only racist statements that this guy who seemed to me like he really want to be one of us real bad, because look at that tan. Like he literally has a tan salon in his home. Because y'all know that tan didn't come by way of sun. Not as blue as his eyes are and bleached as his hair is. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand. Some of the most racist people are orange. They're not even white. They have turned themselves orange because they want to be attractive. I'm gonna call it, because to be melanin sun kissed by nature is very attractive to them. But they still hold this hate, and they just staying in their heart. You know what I'm saying? For us. Let's just say what it is, right? So this is what the sister had to say. She say she agrees with Hulk Hogan. She don't want her daughter to date a N-word either. If I hurt any feelings, good. R.I.P. to one of the great wrestling entertainers. And, of course, I left a comment there, and this, we friends or whatnot. We Facebook friends, and we still Facebook friends. She didn't get on her feelings and unfriend me or block me or anything like that. But what I need for the sister to understand is, if it was her who was dating Hulk Hogan's son, she would have called your ass the N-word too. See, when he say the N-word, he's not saying it as a person who behaves in a particular manner. He means so-called black people as a whole. So, y'all got that message real twisted and real, you want to act like because he said the N-word, he was talking about, what do they call? Like, they use the word thug, which we know, tug, that's another European. We get when we go to the Adamine, and we, use the denotative, not the connotative meaning of the word. That don't have nothing to do with us. Just like the word ghetto originally had nothing to do with us, right? I'm just saying, let's be realistic about these situations. Again, when Hogan used the N-word, he wasn't talking about a particular type of person, right? And again, we discussed what a nigger is, a troglodyte. You see what I'm saying? That's their ancestors. That's not even our ancestors, right? So that's what it is. That's what it is. So, one of the first posts when Hulk Hogan died, you know what I'm saying, that I saw came from my brother Sean Myatt Bay. You see what I'm saying? Over in New York. And I commented to his post. I was just saying, I said, when no. Was he talking about Michael Rappaport? I don't excuse me, I don't really remember what his post was about, but this was before Willie D even made the video that he made. I think he made a video yesterday going in on Michael Rappaport, because Michael Rappaport is like anybody who's talking bad about, and let's keep in mind, we know that Michael Rappaport is a Jew. He's Jewish, right? And he, was one of the foremost, if you want to use that word, supporters of hip hop in his mind. You see, so when I seen it before, this is before Willie D made any addressed it or addressed Michael Rappaport and his anybody talking bad about Hulk Hogan. He don't support that. He supported Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan was his childhood hero and blah blah blah. And some of you melanated folks is doing this too, and I don't respect it. I never respected Michael Rappaport. See what I'm saying? But I don't respect my people supporting this guy who disrespected our people multiple times, right? And only felt the need to apologize for it when the WWEF kicked him out. You see what I'm saying? So when I saw it, I said, you know what? I have to applaud Willie D because some years ago, and matter of fact, this was after Brad, aka Mr. Scarface, was released from the hospital after having a kidney. I think his son gave him a kidney and he had a surgery. So Willie D was one of the first to interview him when he, got out the hospital or whatnot. So him and Willie D is chopping it up, and all of a sudden Scarface clicks over his phone. Somebody was ringing his phone and he answered it, right? So Willie is kind of irritated, like, man, why you answer the phone while you on the interview with me? He's like, man, that was Mike Rappaport, that's our boy. And Willie D was like, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever, but don't put me on the back burner for him. So now fast forward now that this has happened. Again, Willie D made a video addressing Michael Rappaport. I think he must have made it yesterday because when I saw it this morning, it said 1 day ago. So, round of applause for Brother Willie D. I know it's some of the people in the conscious community who, are iffy when it comes to supporting Willie D. Me, myself, I listen to, his little videos, my little notifications pop up, and it's a topic that I want to hear his opinion about. You see what I'm saying? And thus far, it's only been like maybe one or two things that, Willie D maybe supports that I don't support. But other than that, he be on the money if you ask me, right? So shout out to him for addressing that. And again, I already addressed the comment on the screen, almost every time. So you can imagine what my response was to this, like as if he wasn't talking about you. You see what I'm saying? Again, when they say it, they don't mean it the way you mean. And again, with that hard ER, we don't even use that word in that way. We just don't and haven't. I've never heard a melanated person walk up to someone and say, "What's up, my nigger?" We just don't do that. And it's a reason. It's a reason. The same way, and not for the same reason, but we don't walk up to one another and be like, "What's up, Sambo?" Right? Like, we don't do stuff like that. So I understand a lot of people, when it comes to the word nigga and niggas, it's unacceptable to them. But, again, that's not, as far as it being a derogatory term in usage, when we use it, from where I'm at and where I'm from, that's not the case. So let's carry on. Let's get to the next team. I'm gonna need to back up. So we gonna get into the Epstein thing, which y'all know I've been on for some years now. That I've been on the orange guy head for some years now. And again, most people, when I do that, they make the assumption that I'm some Democrat, and I'd rather have a Democrat in the Oval Office over a Republican, and that is hogwash. You see what I'm saying? Because again, you're talking about a bloodline of people on both sides, right? The same way a lot of you would like to believe that, the Ku Klux Klans, and I say Ku Klux Klans plural because the same way you have various dominations of Christian sects, you got the same thing with the Ku Klux Klan, neo-Nazi skinhead, militias and whatnot. You know, they have different names, but they believe the same thing. They follow the same ideology, same doctrine and whatnot, right? So, with that being said, again, I've been on his head, right? This is a man who, you know, doing his running for the office, his first term, literally dragged Hillary Clinton left and right and slammed her on her head and all type of stuff, right? Told y'all he was gonna put her in the clink. He was gonna lock her up. Never did it. And for those of you who, you know, could never figure out why he didn't put her in prison the way that he lied and told y'all he was gonna put her in prison, I'm here to tell you that is his cousin. They are related. When I say cousin, I don't mean like, you know, my homeboys and homegirls who grew up on the same street or around the corner from me and, you know, been knowing me since 1980 or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? We started kindergarten together back in the day. So, you know, we call each other cousins. Nah, no. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about she's a blood relative. So for some, you know, to see my people supporting somebody who has been lying to you and lying to you and lying to you some more and lied to you some more, you know, as far as I'm concerned, now we talk about play cousins. Him and Jeffrey Epstein was so close. That was his play cousin. I'm just saying. The certain things that they did together are things that you do with your closest at home, your best friends. You know, some of us had best friends growing up, and when we were in other neighborhoods or at certain events, people that's his cousin. That's my cousin. That's your cousin. You see what I'm saying? Well, he had that same relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, and you know, things as things began to come to a head, he keeps trying to pull himself away from it. He keeps lying. His own attorney general has already admitted that Trump's name was mentioned multiple times. You see what I'm saying? Within the files, the Epstein files, right? And she even says that she told Trump that his name was mentioned multiple times within the Epstein files. And Trump says that she didn't tell me anything. How you do it saying she didn't tell me anything. That's not true. That's fake news. It's fake news. Carry on. Why do you want to, you know, you guys are still discussing this creek? Yeah. Because you didn't do, you even said that you were going to make sure that, you know, all the information concerning him was going to be released, and he never did. So, you know, I don't have amnesia like that. I don't have selective memory like that. You know, when somebody lied to me one time, and then even when the lie changes, it's still a lie. So let's carry on. Let's go. What else is on here? Where it at? Where the arrow at? So again, you know what you see on the screen. He's saying Big Mike or what? You know, this is something that's created or whatever, but this is something that is being shared by melanated people. What y'all don't realize is the neo-Nazi racist skinhead people who put these types of memes and AI generated videos out here are helping Trump deter your attention to something else. So when you get your retarded ass on here and you share it too, it just goes to show how incompetent you are. You see it again. No melanated people, no matter how you feel about Barack. A lot of us don't like Barack. I don't rock with the Obamas, but again, I understand propaganda and how it works. I understand how racist satire works, right? And if you over and understood it the same way that I over and understand it, you do not regurgitate it. You don't participate, right? You actually are supposed to do as I do and make sure that the people over and understand the purpose of this type of garbage. You see, he wants to deter your attention away from the fact that he's an Epstein file. But you don't care. You keep supporting him anyway. This is part of the food that we had during the Clarissa Shields. What was the other girl name? Alani, something like that. Can I see? I want to zoom this, but I don't want to do it by using my keyboard. That's the download. I don't want to do none of that. Hopefully y'all can see it. So you see the date, right? This is July 27th, 2024. And these are my sentiments that I share with the people. Now, one thing that I do notice, a lot of people will see my photos or see me in person and be like, smile, sister, smile, smile, you always grinning, you know, but soon as I, put something that's comical on the social media, people get mad, right? To me, this is funny. I said, brothers, if y'all keep riding the orange face, pale Miss Penis, y'all gonna contract fleas, ticks, worms, and lice. Support your own leadership. And, some people laughed at it, but for the most part, there's a lot of, especially those who went out and voted for the orange guy or support him and the agendas that you think benefit so-called melanated people that he attempts to enforce by way of executive orders. Y'all got mad. I say what I don't care. I don't care. All right. See, the truth is this. I said y'all, when I said y'all, I'm specifically talking about melanated men, like a trick or anybody else who was out here telling the people to go and vote for Trump. I understand the sentiments of the people who said we're no longer supporting the Democratic Party because of ... Okay, I can understand that. But in turn, you don't turn around and vote for the Democrats' first cousin, because that's what you went out and did. So I directed this to the brothers. I said, y'all been laying up with Becky, Susie, and Julie for so many centuries that y'all got used to the fleas, the ticks, and the lice. So when I talk about the fleas, the ticks, and the lice, you know who I'm talking about. Those are things that generally we don't care. Give some water. Cranberry juice will do for right now, though, but you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I was there. See, again, this is how you look. I'm not rocking with you. You're not the enemy. I'm not your enemy, but this right here, a lot of y'all is way too old to even be, going against the grand purpose. So yeah, I'm going the wrong way. This is what I didn't want to do. I didn't want to put nobody's name in the mix, but too late. It got done, and it is what it is. Right. Little blurry picture. Skylar was lit though. Wasn't better than official. Let's talk about the actual fight and the controversy post the fight and pre the fight, right? For a minute. Matter of fact, when was this? This is 6 months ago when Layla Ali did the interview with Andre Ward, right? Me and the 15 million that Clarissa Shields put on the table. Now, to my understanding, Layla Ali is talking about 20 million. But I just want to say this, and I've said it on social media quite a few times. I don't want to see them fight. I do not, and I'll say it again, I do not want to see Clarissa Shields and Layla Ali fight. I want them to hug it out and dap it up, because once upon a time, they was cool. And I hate using the word mentor, but, it ain't even for a lack of a better word. I'm going to utilize this word because I know the vast majority of people can relate to the common usage of that word or the connotative meaning of that word, right? Layla Ali was actually mentoring Clarissa Shields. So they had a good relationship. Clarissa Shields won the gold medal or whatnot in the Olympics, boxing, doing her team, right? And Layla Ali was right there, you know what I'm saying? Giving her solid advice as to, what weight class she should consider going into and sticking to. You see what I'm saying? But she was also sunning her a little bit too. And eventually, this rubbed Clarissa Shields the wrong way. As you can see, there's no particular weight class that Clarissa Shields has to stick to. You see what I'm saying? How many belts she got? How many different divisions? You see, multiple weight classes. She's the champion of. Let's put it that way. And again, to express, and I've been watching the situation. Not since it began, because when Clarissa Shields won her Olympic gold medal, I wasn't really aware like that of who she was. You see what I'm saying? But looking at the interviews that Layla Ali has done and the interviews that Clarissa Shields has done, they've been pretty candid about where the discourse came in at. The points of contention or whatnot in their relationship or whatnot, right? So, I'm gonna just tell you this: I don't want them to fight. I want them to, find some common ground and hug it out and dap it up or whatnot. Which that don't seem to be the situation. Don't mistake the fact that I don't over understand that no matter what sport it is, it's still a form of entertainment or whatnot. So it's not to be taken, serious like that. You see, it's not. I don't, but again, with them both, in my eyes, being two goats or goats, within women's boxing, I want them to be cool. Plus, they both melanated women. I just want them to be cool. You see what I'm saying? Is something that I noticed about Clarissa Shields, and I'm not just saying this because she's from Flint, right? I'm saying this because I've never seen another boxer do this. I literally seen Clarissa Shields beat the shit out of her opponent, and then after the fight, go into their dressing room and coach them. Express their good points, their bad points, what they can do to better their performance as an athlete. What they did, what punches and moves that they did that were effective against her. Like, I've never seen another boxer do that. I'm not saying that no other boxer has done it, but man, I just got mad love for that girl. That girl got a story. Like, that girl done been through it. If you don't know, you know what I'm saying? Check out her, the movie, the documentary that she did. Like, she got a story, right? And a lot of people feel like, oh, she arrogant because I don't look at her as being arrogant at all. You see what I'm saying? But when it comes to Layla Ali, the type of arrogance that she has, it kind of, and my favorite entertainer in the whole wide world ever since I was a baby has always been Muhammad Ali, right? Not Michael Jackson, not Billy Sims, the original number 20 with the Detroit Lions. No, my favorite entertainer is Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'm one of his illegitimate daughters or something like that, in a way. I just love Muhammad Ali. And so it didn't surprise me to find out that the most known entertainer, international, not just on a national basis, but go Google, the most known entertainer in the world is not Michael Jackson. It is Muhammad Ali. Now, maybe in the past, it would have to be in the past maybe 10, 12 years. If Michael Jackson has took the lead in that, okay. But again, last time I Googled, which has been it was around the time that Muhammad Ali passed, peace be upon him, that I found out that he was the most known entertainer globally, not Michael Jackson. Muhammad Ali, who some people still call Cassius Clay to this day. That's your most famous and known entertainer globally, right? So let's get back to it. Like I said, I know my reasons for not wanting them to fight are a bit selfish. You see what I'm saying? And I know if Layla Ali and Clarissa Shields get in that ring, that is literally going to be the fight of the decade. I'll say it again. If Layla Ali and Clarissa Shields get in that boxing ring, that will be the fight of the decade. And I over and understand that that bag that, if they proceed with that fight, the bag that they're gonna get for doing that is gonna be huge. But I don't want them to fight. I'd rather them play the lotto and split it 50-50 or something. But I just don't want to see them two fight. Actually, at this point in time, I want to see Clarissa Shields retire from boxing and marry Papoose or whoever she want to marry and start popping out them babies. One by one by one by one. Right? I just do. As a 30-year-old woman, right? See, Layla Ali is what, 47? She got her baby or babies already. She got her husband already. She settled in and beginning to, or has been enjoying her life as not just a successful athlete, but as a successful melanated woman. I want the same thing for Clarissa Shields. Knowing her past and the things that she endured growing up, having a mother who had substance abuse issues, being in foster care, her father, being incarcerated, her eventually being raised by her grandmother, her being taken advantage of sexually as a child, and I root for that girl so hard, almost like we don't even act like she from Flint. It's not like Flint is that far away from Detroit. You see what I'm saying? But we put on for her like she right here from the deep. You see what I'm saying? So, and for me, it's for all who say she only got 17 fights. See, earlier, one of my brothers, one of my moles, he commented on my post about me not wanting them to fight, saying that if Layla Ali come out of retirement and train, that she's going to give Clarissa Shields her first L. He was talking about how Clarissa Shields don't have a lot of knockouts. Layla Ali got more KOs or whatnot. But what people tend to forget, and I shared this with him, I shared the Andre Ward interview that he did with Layla Ali. Layla Ali even admits that there are certain women boxers. What's the Ann Wolf? Was it Ann Wolf? She didn't get to really fight the women who would have challenged her, right? Not to say that all the women that Layla Ali fought were lack skill and power or whatnot. But again, those of us who are boxing fans know the women that we wanted to see Layla Ali fight back when she was boxing and in her prime, she didn't fight them. As to where Clarissa Shields is the opposite. Whoever step up, she will fight them. Right? She will fight you if you ain't a boxer, if you talking too much shit. You see what I'm saying? And again, this is why, I got love for both of them, right? And even though she's Muhammad Ali's daughter, I just have more love for Clarissa Shields, and not based on Clarissa Shields being so savvy and all of the accolades that she have, but more so based on the fact that I know Layla Ali has this other type of arrogance and shit. You see what I'm saying? I've throughout the years watched her. You see what I'm saying? Many of us have, right? But I'm sure there's some things that I peeped that some people didn't peep. In particular, some little slight that, she kind of has against people who are, I'm just saying what it is, Islamic, right? And if you think I'm lying, go look. I'm being 100 with you, right? She kind of went out her way to express the fact that no, she was not raised Muslim or Islamic. She's a Christian, and she's a Christian woman, and a Christian woman does this, that, and the third, and the blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my God. As to where Clarissa Shields come from, where she come from, right? She doesn't shun any damn body. Like I say, name me another boxer who beat the hell out of you and then come in your dressing room and show you verbatim what you did wrong. Show you verbatim when you could have knocked her out or where you were very effective at in your offense and defense. And I've seen her do this shit multiple times. I've never seen Layla Ali do nothing like that, right? And it's just, I don't, just keep in mind, I don't even want them to fight. I don't. Being 100 with you, I want them both to be respected as, again, two of the greatest of all time in women's boxing. But again, when I hear, this about, well, Clarissa Shields, don't have a lot of knockouts on her record, and Layla Ali, because Layla Ali didn't really fight nobody who could have gave her a run for her money. And on top of that, Layla Ali said it herself, she like, I weigh 200 pounds. Clarissa Shields ain't got shit for me. Although Clarissa Shields had to get her weight up and fight the heavyweight fight that she fought against the girl that she just fought the other day, right? So with that being said, Layla Ali would naturally come down to that particular weight in order to, well, she can do it. I know she can do it. She's a professional athlete. And what surprised me, and I'm going to say this about Clarissa Shields, I expected for her performance to be a little bit more difficult with her carrying more weight on her, right? But it wasn't. She was the same Clarissa Shields, that she is at 155 pounds, at 168 pounds. So although I understand the fact that Clarissa Shields don't have a lot of KOs on her record, and again, Layla Ali does, but again, Layla Ali wasn't fighting nobody. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't fighting the people who could have potentially challenged her. Admittedly, people always wanted her to fight and it's a couple other females, right, that she did not fight, who, were big. Again, Layla Ali said it herself, she's like, I'm a big girl, I'm 200 pounds. She's like, I got big hands, I got big feet. It ain't shit Clarissa would be able to do with me. But then at the same time, you're like, if y'all put this particular bag, a $20 million bag, out here, I'll come and fight. And I hope they don't. Even though I know, believe me, it's a lot of my people who, if they fight, no matter what city and state they from, they gonna go to the city and state where that fight will be held just to see them two sisters fight. And it is what it is. I mean, it's, for me, it's like when Mike Tyson just fought the white boy, what his name is, and they showed it on Netflix or whatnot. Like, that's a fight that I did not want to happen. And that's out of my selfishness. You see what I'm saying? Knowing that Mike, probably really not just wanted that bag, but probably really needed it, but I just didn't want to see it. So, but I watched the fight anyway. Admittedly, I watched him, and I hated it. And it'll be the same thing if them two sisters fight. Like, regardless to understand it's entertainment, for all we know, behind the scenes, they could already been and hugged it out and dapped it up, Clarissa and Layla or whatnot. But doing this for the fans, for the money, for the following and popularity, that they'll both gain a larger following and become more popular than they are now if they actually do fight. And again, in my opinion, it would be the fight of the decade, because we have it ain't no Tommy Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard and marvelous Marvin Haglers and what's my boy name, Roberto Duran's out here right now. Those were the entertaining fights. Those were the fights where you wasn't sitting up saying that this is WWE or TFG. You see what I'm saying? And last thing, when it comes to Hulk Hogan, the other thing I wanted to express, like, dude, you're not doing jujitsu. You see what I'm saying? You're doing fake wrestling. What he was doing, scripted fake wrestling. So for people to have all of this melanated people in particular to express all of this sorrow about losing him and him being their childhood hero on some fake wrestling shit. When we have black degree jujitsu masters all over Detroit who have dojos who have trained some of y'all babies, and you out here crying over Hogan, the other orange guy. How they say the other white meat? He's the other orange guy. I don't. No comprende. No comprende. You see. No. No see. No yes. I'm just. Hey. I'm just saying. I'm not a hater. I'm not hating on my sister Layla Ali. You see what I'm saying? Like, no, you hating. No, I'm not hating. I'm not hating at all. I just understand, you being Muhammad Ali's daughter, you're already gonna have a massive following, audience, supporters, or whatnot, just based off of you being the daughter of the greatest of all time, right? Like my favorite boxer of all time is most definitely Muhammad Ali, and after him is James Toney. You see, Muhammad Ali, James Toney, I'm watching. Right? Yeah, Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows Mike. But if you talk to Mike Tyson about a James Toney, his conversation would be similar to mine. So peace to the guy James Toney. You see, nobody has been able to put me down. You talk to Roy Jones about James Toney, you get the same conversation. So yeah, I know some thing about boxing. Come from a boxing household. My mother bought us boxing gloves every Christmas. I saw every Mike Tyson fight, right? As a baby, I cried when what's his name? I can see his face. When Larry Holmes knocked out Muhammad Ali, I cried tears. Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm just not, as much of a fan of his daughter as I am of Clarissa Shields. But I take nothing from Layla Ali. See? I understand. Like she said, she a big girl, big hands, big feet. She put the girls on their back. For me, Clarissa Shields fights more with skill. It's similar to Floyd Mayweather. And he even told people the reason he stopped, making attempts really to try to knock dudes out is because he kept breaking his hand. I broke my right hand before. You see what I'm saying? Me, I broke my right hand. You aiming for, a eye or a mouth and end up hitting somebody in the skull, bare hand, bare fist, as they say. Potentially, you can get boxer's fracture too, because that's what they call it. That's what they call it when I broke my right hand or whatnot. So, just something to keep in mind, right? It's something to keep in mind, something to seriously think about. So, we don't got no questions. I see Peace God. I see they say where I've been. And I'm trying to tell you, life is something else. Life always something else, Beautiful, ugly, big, small, winning, losing, and winning some more. Trying to keep everything, level and balanced when it needs to be. And when the boat needs to be rocked, I'll rock the boat too. But my schedule is definitely different now. I'm no longer at the plantation where I was at for 12 years, so I had very little time to even mess around on social media and do these live videos. And it's crazy right now because I don't know what's going on with Fedbook, aka Facebook. I got like a large following on that particular platform, and they're allowing me to go live, right? But they're not allowing me to take the live off of private until it's completed, which, you know, is stupid. You know, it defeats the purpose, is what I'm trying to say. Now, last time I went live, and I mentioned this at the beginning of the video, on Facebook and YouTube, Facebook allowed me to take the video off private once it started, but it only allowed me to put the viewing audience on friends. They wouldn't allow me to put the viewing audience on public. So I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know if it's something that's going on with StreamYard or something that's going on with the Facebook. So I haven't even tried to go live on Instagram or TikTok, and I really don't mess with. I have a Instagram account, but I'm not never on there. Like I said, Instagram is too celebrity driven. Like, you know, I just, not my cup of tea at all. It never has been, especially in the beginning. People used to do a lot of goofy stuff on Instagram. So one morning, had to be about between 3 and 4 in the morning. I'm at Myers and I'm shopping, and there's some homosexual guys inside of the Myers, and they're making videos inside the Myers. And you know, from what I get, they were waiting on somebody to insult them and get it on camera or whatnot. So I go down the aisle that these guys are in, and they're whispering, but I don't know what they're saying, and I don't care. You know, they look like weirdos to me or whatever. So the next morning, well, hours later, one of my cousins called and was like, "Hey, we just saw you on Instagram and blah blah blah." And I'm like, "What?" I get to work. I get to the plantation, and there's people coming up to me like, "Yeah, you was on Instagram," and they're showing it to me. And what happened was, I'm walking down the aisle, and one of the homosexuals said to the other homosexual, he say, get her. And he like, who? And he like, that bitch right there. You know what I'm saying? So when the guy turned around to try to do some goofy shit to me, he didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So when they post the video, it was like epic fail. You know what I'm saying? He could see I wasn't the person to be fucking around with. Like, is what it was. You see what I'm saying? So like, I'm not an Instagram person. It's either too much goofy stuff or too much celebrity stuff. You see what I'm saying? So maybe, you know, it's just because if I don't mess with it, then in all honesty, I really don't know what's there. But the few times over the past, 10, 15, 12, 13 years, every time I go on there, all I see is a bunch of goofy stuff and a bunch of celebrity stuff. Granted, now that I have a different Instagram account, I'm friends with a lot of my conscious people, so I'll see some of their stuff, but not a lot, not enough to keep me on Instagram. What I predominantly see again are the celebrity people, and maybe that's because Amir set that account up for me, and those are the friends, or I don't know how you say it on Instagram, but those are the people who he connected me with, Snoop Dogg, Tony Braxton, and things like this and that. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, I don't have a lot of common, other than the love of music and being an artist with certain people that he plugged me with. So just don't mess with the IG like that, y'all. Got nothing against it, but I'm like, what is this? Every time I go on there. Exactly. They was trying to put me in a trick bag, like I was a trick baby. Her right there. What really surprised me about that is it's not like they got like a close-up angle or video of me, but how many people recognized that it was me. That's what surprised me, because when I looked at the video, I'm like I wouldn't have known that that was none of y'all. I'm talking about the people who I know who hit me up or whatnot, or who came up to me when I was at work. Like if I seen this video, I literally would have had to zoom in or rewind it 5, 10, 15 times before I recognized that it was you. So I know I have some very distinct features in order for people to recognize that that was me. So that's crazy. I'm trying to think. It gotta be one more thing I'm missing, y'all. Just why I say it gotta be a part two to this. I just can't leave this like that. And I don't want to. Let me see. Again, a lot of what I do, I put out on Facebook. So, um, let's see. Trying to see, and it's doing it and moving slow again. Just bull crap. It shouldn't be moving that slow. Yeah, it's not my computer. Man, I hate the fact I can't share this with y'all. Where my little Facebook community. Where are we at? So again, stay away from the Beckys, the Susies, and the Julies, because I don't want to see y'all rolling around in fleas, ticks, and lice or whatnot. You know, due to their ancestries and pedigree. It's not, oh, okay, nah. So yeah, we definitely got a part two. There's no way I can come to an end of the video and start mentioning the things that I need to mention in the part two. It'll probably throw y'all left a little bit, but it'll get done. It'll get done in the next couple days. And again, I guess I need to put together a petition, which I know I will lose as far as the amount of people like myself that don't want to see Layla Ali and Clarissa Shields fight versus the people. People love to see a fight. It's like they still little kids. Like when we was little, and we knew such and such and such and such was going to scrap. After the school bell rings, so to speak, everybody wanted to see it. I'm just different like that. I don't want to see us fight. That's their profession. That's what they have spent their lives doing and training in order to become professionals in that field. So, yeah, I know people want to. Yeah, I mean, and I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Like I'm gonna watch it too, but I would, on my Facebook is Toy TOY hyphen Tamir TAMIR Royal, and once you put that in, the rest of it should come up. But yeah, I know people want to see them fight. I'm not in denial about that. Same way I just said, if they do fight, it's gonna be the fight of the decade, undoubtedly. I don't want to see them two. I would like to see Layla Ali come out of retirement and fight somebody else. I love watching Clarissa Shields fight whatever female she want to fight. I don't want to see Clarissa Shields in the ring with a man, and I don't want to see Clarissa Shields in the ring with Layla Ali. That's just it. Now, let me say this. If the two of them can hug it out and dap it up before they have a fight, then I wouldn't necessarily still want to see them fight, but I would feel better about them fighting. My concern is the fact that they were once cool and had a camaraderie, right? And I want to see them get back to that camaraderie. Am I saying that word right, y'all? So, yeah, I don't like them beefing. I was even looking at Muhammad Ali's wife saying that Clarissa Shields would whoop Layla, right? So people was asking, I know what I didn't play. I'm gonna play that for y'all before I get out. I was listening to people ask Muhammad Ali's wife, why did she want Clarissa Shields to whip Layla Ali, right? And she was like, well, because Layla Ali mother slept with my husband. And I just fell out laughing. And for those of you that don't know, Muhammad Ali's wife, and I hate to keep saying his wife, I forget what her name is, but she's like a ninth degree black belt, um, in exchange for her sharing some of Muhammad Ali, stuff. Bruce Lee taught her Wing Chang or Wing Chun, how y'all say that right there. So she has she also has a book out. So I do suggest, you know, um, purchasing the book as well as looking her up and watching some of the videos with her talking about Layla Ali fighting Clarissa Shields and who she thinks would win. She was actually at the fight the night before last. She was in Detroit at the Little Caesars Arena watching the fight, and quite a few people got the opportunity to interview her and threw her for a loop. And she said that Layla Ali cannot beat Clarissa Shields or whatnot. She might be from Detroit. I don't know. I know Peace Be Upon Him, Malcolm X fight Betty Shabazz is from Detroit. And I know that Muhammad Ali retired here is in Milan, Michigan. Y'all help me out. And he often was here in Detroit post his retirement as well as prior to his retirement. He actually came to the Kmart on Southfield in Plymouth, where I grew up at when I was a baby, and all the little kids, came, ran, and told us Muhammad Ali is at the Kmart / Farmer Jack, as it was called. So I don't know if he was coming out of Farmer Jack or going in and coming out of the Kmart. He was in a white limousine, and I ran my fastest to try to get to see him, and he was already stepping to the limo, and the limo was pulling off by the time I got there. So things that you never forget. You see. What is that? One more time. All right, I'm about to type it in there for you right quick. Matter of fact, I might be able just to scan it right quick. Hold on. Oh, you're doing too much. Oh yeah, I can. I got it. Boom. We copy and paste. Then I'm gonna play this video clip going back to Mr. Trump. Mr. Trump. Oh, come on, my eyesight ain't done bad. It's not letting me. Oh, there we go. And I'm about to put it on the screen. That is my Fed book handle. Royal is my actual surname or last name. So it's no perpetration of a fraud. So let's deal with let's go back to Epstein and Donald Trump. And again, if you go back on the YouTube channel, the Humber Society 313, you'll see I've been doing videos about that for a long time. And there are some recent videos. Some of them are live, some of them are just video clips, and some of them are shorts. So scroll through and you'll see, I have already gave some of the same information that's now coming out about the relationship of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. So, as well as Elon Musk, who is, saying egregious things now all of a sudden about Trump. When people tell you that Trump and Elon Musk are grifters and things of that nature, these are facts. Elon Musk was a supporter of the Democratic Party for a long time. as long as he's been over here. He's a South African, right? He's a South African who expounded. Is that how you say that? When they you know, catch a felony by way of dodging his country's military draft, well, that's what he did. So Donald Trump lied to you again when he kept saying that Elon Musk is a patriot. He's a patriot. No, the fuck he not. How is he a patriot when he dodged the country of his, national? Is not. Can I say nationality? I shouldn't say that because his descent is actually, what is Dutch or something like that. The same way Donald Trump's pedigree is German, right? So can't show it to you because this is from somebody else's channel, but we gonna listen to this audio before we get up out of here right quick. So turn it up. Turn this music off because it's on my background feed. All right, it's gone. So I can turn this back up. Let's go. All right, I'm out. Hold up. Get your face up, okay? I'm gonna have to do it. I don't care. I'll catch a strike for y'all. Understand? I'm put the video up, and I know dude probably be on some BS. I don't care. Y'all know I don't care. We gonna make it do what it do right quick because the footage don't actually belong to him, right? It's not his intellectual property, is what I'm trying to say to you. So I'm gonna see. If I have to catch an L, I'll take it. I don't care.
Epstein was running a sex trafficking ring in the early 2000s that included underage girls as young as 14 years old.
Donald Trump in 2002 said of Epstein, he's a lot of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side.
He routinely spoke fawningly of Jeffrey. He admired Epstein's lifestyle.
Your daughter, she's beautiful. Can I say this? A piece of it.
She's actually always been very voluptuous.
What does Tiffany have of Marlon?
She's got Marlon's legs. We don't know whether or not she's got this part yet.
You were playing tennis and you came off the court. Quote, look at that piece of I would love some of that. It so happened that Trump was referring to Cohen's then 15-year-old daughter, Samantha.
I had the impression that he was interested in younger women and that, women would age out for him.
Miss Teen Universe? Yeah, that's like giving Jeffrey Dahmer a cooking show.
I'll go backstage before a show, and everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. Yeah. I standing there with no
Donald Trump is heard making questionable comments about a young girl.
You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years.
A lawsuit against the presumptive GOP nominee alleges he raped a girl when she was 13 years old.
Prince Andrew answering questions for the first time about his friendship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
I don't know Prince Andrew, but that's a tough.
Man, yeah, I stopped it too soon. And I don't know why my count is saying something different, but I'm about to go here. I'm about to put it back. It must have been 28 something instead of what I thought it was. So I'm about to put it back up, y'all. Like I said, I'll take the strike. I don't care.
I'm going to be dating her in 10 years.
A lawsuit against the presumptive GOP nominee alleges he raped a girl when she was 13 years old.
Prince Andrew answering questions for the first time about his friendship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
I don't know Prince Andrew, but it's a tough story.
Trump has been photographed with Prince Andrew as far back as the year 2000.
Ghislaine Maxwell is accused of helping Epstein sexually abuse underage girls.
I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well.
You know about sexual predators and things like that. I mean,
You are one.
All right, I was going to say that.
So that's nothing to what I've already, like I said. Just go through the people on the channel and you'll see that I put up all of this stuff. I even put up almost a whole interview of Jeffrey Epstein, you know, going into detail about him and Donald Trump's relationship and exactly when and why they fell out. Of course, his story is different from what Trump claims to be the reason that they fell out. But again, you got this orange guy in the house. He was just in, he might still be in Scotland. You know, he has a golfing resort and things like this and that, a private golfing resort in Scotland. You see what I'm saying? Like right now, he's amassed more wealth for him and his family being inside of that Oval Office for a second term or whatnot, you see. And as I've expressed to you all multiple times, is anybody who is selected to be the CEO of said corporate entity, USA Inc., their obligations are to make wealthy people wealthier. It has nothing to do with me or you, and even any melanated celebrities or, you know, general people who we may know that are millionaires and multi-millionaires. We're talking about billionaires. We're talking about wealth that they gain by way of pillaging and enslaving and theft and so on and so forth of many of our ancestors and land that was and is. We still are the caretakers of the land by way of blood. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just keep that in mind when you're out here cheerleading for these various politicians and entertainers and business people, whether you're talking about a Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk. These people have no business. The same way a lot of y'all feel about Bill Gates or even the Clintons is the same way your ass is supposed to feel about Trump and Hogan and all of these other people. Just keep in mind, they are a bloodline and they may feud from time to time, but when it comes to business, they are in alliance with one another the way that we are not. So, you know, we can take notes, right? And get it together by coming together, because until we reach unification, man, they are going to continue to step on us, right? They are going to continue to be able to utilize the resources that belong to us as we the people, or we are, right? So it's been fun, right? And at this point in time, we are hoping that I don't get a copyright strike from Mr. William Carson. You see what I'm saying? And shout out to him, you know. Be putting some info out here, and you know, regardless to how and if he actually has a degree by way of MIT, it doesn't omit the fact that, you know, he's having a good run. You see, he has a massive following or whatnot, and that's not trying to disrespect him. You know what I'm saying? But again, the footage that he used, the way it was put together, I just used it. Now, whatever YouTube is gonna do about it is what YouTube is gonna do about it. I'm not gonna cry about it, right? As long as it does not affect my monetization. You know what I'm saying? And again, if you're on here, I should have said this when we had a few people on here. Ask y'all to hit the like button or whatnot. Definitely leave a comment or 2 or 3. And again, you don't have to agree with my sentiments. That's fine with me. As long as you have something to offer that's going to enhance what I already know. Like I say, I don't mind I don't mind criticism, constructive criticism, not disrespectful criticism, because I can be disrespectful too. Can all be disrespectful, but can we all be scholarly, right? Can we all be empathetic and things like this? And it's easy to be an asshole. You know what I'm saying? It's very easy to be disrespectful. It's easy to be respectful too, as long as you're not being disrespected. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? So me asking you to hit the like, you know, that's not me being, I don't know what you want to call it. I'm just saying these are things that we are supposed to do as so-called content creators, right? So you have to be careful with a lot of these content creators because many of them have ulterior motives. You know, they may speak or voice their opinions about something that is affecting us as a whole, but a large percentage of them, you know, push trash. They follow particular narratives by way of what the algorithm is saying is popular, you know, to maybe I don't do those things. All right. Yeah. What you say? Peace. I appreciate it. Thank you. Muchas gracias, señor. To brush up on my Espanol. So that's it for part 1. We definitely doing a part 2 because July has been, you know, a hot month on the Stevie Wonder level. What's the name of Stevie Wonder album? Hotter than July or hot summer. I'm old, but I ain't that old. Hot like that. But if time permits, I'll be back tomorrow. If not tomorrow, definitely Wednesday. Any particular topics or anything y'all want me to cover, just put a comment up under the YouTube version of this broadcast, and I'll be sure to mention it and, you know, add something to it and mention you. So y'all have a great one. Enjoy the remainder of your evening, depending on where you are. And with that, I say peace.
Supreme.
Shock.
Etymology. They say I'm dope, I said I'm smoke, fire, blowing air, carbon, earth, solid, water, wet. I'm steady beat, a sister soldier that dies effects. So gone with all that hoopla and rah-rah, unless you talking about Atun, Namuna, Amara, pineal glands, all seeing eyes. We call the third eye, we came to build, not pay your bill. Sling them in municipality, city seals like roadkill, descendants of ancient mound builders. Not supposed to need encyclopedias, genetically encoded with 720. We got amnesia, claiming we Christian cretins in love with Yahweh, Muhammad, and Jesus, but you was living inside of God when you was a fetus. But believers and never believers